Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Bayishim, Rakakodash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bayishim, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who ruled and teach well. In peace and salutations to Ya'akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the Brother Raya with another video, and I'll be reading from an article on endoftheamericandream.com titled, Demand for Prepper Properties is Soaring as More People Seek Refuge from the Nightmare that is Coming to America. And this nightmare is quickly coming to America. We're living in the last seconds of these last days, the last seconds of the rulership of the heathens, chiefly Esau, Edom, and America, which is biblically known as Babylon the Great, as well as spiritual Sodom and Egypt, as pursuant to Revelation 11, verse 8, is going to be the main place of calamities when Yahushua HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, returns to save the elect of his people and put the final nail in the coffin of the rulership of you Edomites. In 2017 and 2018, most Americans were generally feeling pretty good about the future, and interest in prepping plummeted nationwide. But now things have changed. All of a sudden, demand for prepper properties is absolutely soaring, and this is driving up the prices of rural homes all over the nation. In fact, in some of the hottest areas, working class families have already been completely priced out of the market. Meanwhile, luxury home prices in the heart of New York City have fallen to the lowest level in 6 years. Many are deeply concerned about the upcoming election, and many others are alarmed by all the other crazy stuff happening all over the world. But whatever the motivation, it is undeniable that an increasing number of Americans are seeking to flee the major cities right now. There seems to be a growing consensus that our society is rapidly steamrolling toward a nightmare, and a lot of people are purchasing prepper properties while they still can. As it says in Matthew 24, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And this gospel of the kingdom has been preached into all the worlds for a witness unto all nations through that unicorn, the internet. And it's mainly been done by GMS, or Great Millstone, who has camps all over the world, in Canada, in North America, in South America, in Africa, in the UK, in Germany, Holland, Australia, Romania, the Philippines, you name it. And while it may seem like a lot of people don't watch your videos, Akim, best believe that more than you know do watch these videos and see the men of the Lord out on the highways and byways preaching this word. And they're beginning to listen to our message because they're seeing that everything we've been saying is beginning to come to pass, and they're putting two together. That's why they're scrambling to get their plans together to try to save themselves from these upcoming calamities of Jacob's trouble. You've even got President Trump referencing the men of the Lord cryptically by talking about not believing the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. Also, that's why the powers that be are building up that demonization campaign against the men of the Lord, trying to take us off the highways and byways and then eventually take our videos off the internet. But it's all futile. This word has gone to the ends of the earth as a witness unto all nations, and everything's been set in stone, and nothing will happen to keep the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai from coming to their fulfillment. And in that day, if Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is not dealing with you, these prepper properties or whatever plans you have to try to make your way through the storm is all going to be futile. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. I'm going to read verse 17 through 19. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. Your FRN notes or the US dollar, your literal gold and silver, or these prepper properties you're putting together won't be able to save you if you don't have that protective hedge of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai over you. And that's only going to be for the elect of the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners who look like these heathen nations. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. And a lot of these things you people are setting up to protect yourselves from these coming calamities are going to end up falling into the hands of the elect. This is Proverbs 13, verse 22. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. These prepper properties are going to end up nourishing the elect during Jacob's trouble, because you're not going to make it to it. I knew that conditions were shifting, but I was stunned when I saw that even Realtor.com had posted an article about this growing trend. But today, Americans en masse are again preparing for the worst, and communists are just about the only thing not on their list. What is? Terrorist attacks, a total economic collapse, perhaps even zombie invasions, or maybe just a complete societal breakdown after this November's scorched earth presidential election. And Reuters just posted an article in which they discussed the fact that preppers have boosted rural land values in property markets all across the nation. Whichever camp, realtors say the new dropouts are not crackpots and often include affluent professionals whose run for the hills has boosted rural land values and started to change their property market. I've had hedge fund managers and billionaires that have made purchases, and the fact that hedge fund managers and billionaires and the upper crust of society are buying up so much rural property that it's increasing the land value should set off red flags in you people's heads, because since they're higher up in society, they have access to more information than the average Joe, and they can clearly see that something bad is on the horizon. And not only are these people buying up rural properties in America, they're also bugging out and leaving the country and going to places like New Zealand to try to save themselves from these coming calamities. And they all have concerns about the direction of the economy and social stability, said John E. Haynes, president of Retreat Realty in North Carolina. That same Reuters article identified Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming as three of the states with the hottest property markets. It has gotten to the point where even some of the biggest celebrities in the country are very eager to grab a slice of rural life. For example, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian just purchased a second extremely large ranch in Wyoming. And not only did Kanye West purchase a second ranch, but he's also building an underground bunker. Real quick, this is an article from RadarOnline.com titled Paranoid Kanye West Building 15 Million Underground Bunker to Protect Family. The rapper is plunking down a pretty penny for the pricey panic room. Kanye West is building an underground bunker in Wyoming to protect his famous family. RadarOnline.com has learned exclusively. The paranoid rapper, 42, ponied up $15 million for a second ranch in the cowboy state, tipsters said. Kanye's long-term plan includes building a bunker that will keep him and his family safe, spilled an insider. He's planning on laying out millions more for a state-of-the-art shelter beneath the main house where he and his family can escape any danger. But again, if Yahweh Shimi Awashai is not dealing with you, you're not going to make it. Your gold and your silver won't be able to save you in that day. But mostly, this trend is being driven by preppers, survivalists, and those that want to own an off-grid property. The following comes from a recent NPR article. Welcome to the world of sustainable survivalist real estate. There's a growing market for this kind of off-grid property. Mondale figures over the past 6 to 8 years, sales of these survivalist properties have risen by 50%. It seems like over the past few years, there's just this need. I don't want to say panic or frantic, but people feeling the need to be able to have someplace to go, Mondale says. Real estate agent Teresa Mondale has been in this game for a very long time, and she has never seen the market as hot as it is right now. In fact, some of the prepper properties that she has listed sell for more than $1 million. Despite the remoteness of these homes, they're not backwoods shacks with sagging metal roofs. Some of her listings sell for more than $1 million if there's a lot of land and if water rights are included. The one with the helicopter pad is a spiffy 2-story log home with a wraparound porch. It has solar panels and inside a backup generator, luxury bathrooms, and a kitchen with granite countertops and stainless steel appliances. Over in Idaho, real estate agent Todd Savage has also noticed a huge surge in interest in prepper properties. He told Realtor.com that his sales are up 50% compared to a year ago. For example, sales at American Redoubt Realty, a real estate firm nestled in the heart of prepper country in northern Idaho, are up 50% over the same time last year, says real estate agent Todd Savage, who specializes in such transactions. His clients typically hail from Texas and California. As we approach the 2020 election, demand is going to continue to surge and prices are only going to go higher. And if great chaos breaks out during the aftermath of the election, that will drive prices into the stratosphere. We live at a time when our nation is very deeply divided, but at the same time, people from all walks of life are extremely concerned about where our society is heading. In the event that things really start to fall apart, which they will, people want their families to be safe, and safety is not going to be found in the major cities. Of course, some developers are taking things to the extreme. For example, one developer has actually transformed a former nuclear missile silo in Kansas into what he is calling survival condos. Larry Hall is the brainchild behind such luxury developments, which he refers to as survival condos. The project is a luxury complex housed 15 stories below ground in a former missile silo near Concordia, Kansas. The missile silos were originally built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the 1960s during the Cold War for the Atlas F missile, and there were 72 of them around the country. Being stuck in a highly publicized hole in the ground when society starts to collapse may not be the best tactical situation, but apparently there is a lot of demand for these condos. In fact, the price for a penthouse unit is a cool $4.5 million. A full floor apartment spanning 1,800 square feet will cost buyers $3 million, while a 900 square foot half floor unit is $1.5 million. The ultra wealthy can also make a penthouse selection starting at $4.5 million. Needless to say, only the ultra wealthy can afford such extravagant accommodations, but everyone should be preparing in their own way. The relative stability that we had been enjoying has now given way to a time of great uncertainty. Economic conditions are deteriorating, global weather patterns are going completely nuts. Your earthquakes in diverse places, your famines, your pestilences. War could break out in the Middle East at any time. Your wars and rumors of wars. Civil unrest is on the rise all over the globe, and there shall be uproars of the people. 2 Esdras chapter 9. A mysterious coronavirus is spreading very rapidly in Asia. Again, those pestilences. Our planet is becoming increasingly unstable, and the 2020 election looks like it could be a flashpoint for all the anger that has been boiling just under the surface in our nation for many years. If you want to grab a prepper property, now is the time to do so, because time is running out and things are about to start getting really crazy out there. That's pretty much it with this article. But as I've been saying all throughout, if Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is not dealing with you, you've got no chance of making it through these upcoming terrible calamities of Jacob's trouble. And a lot of these people buying up these properties are going to die in America anyway. The only heathens that are going to really survive are the elites, such as the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, your Gettys and your DuPonts, that are buying up property outside of the country and have more sophisticated underground bunkers, luxury submarines, and even low-orbit space stations. But in prophecy, it says even that's not going to save you, because the elect, after all the dust settles, are going to come to you in your underground bunkers, your undersea bases and submarines and even up into space to get you. And you elites are going to be the first fruits of slavery in the kingdom. So you just better live it up while you still can, because it's all about the end. This is Amos chapter 9. I'm going to read verse 1 through 3. I saw Yahweh standing upon the altar, and he said, Smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. And while a lot of you elites are going to escape these calamities of Jacob's trouble and that nuclear destruction, you won't escape the 144,000 who are going to have those new spiritual bodies and be like literal supermen coming after you wherever you're hiding and slapping those chains on you so you can serve your sentence of slavery. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. And this isn't talking about that Greek mythology that you wacky-tacky Christians believe in, where there's a guy in a red suit and a pitchfork underground. That doesn't exist. All spirits go to the same place, the third heaven where the Most High dwells. This is talking about literally underground, those underground bunkers. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Talking about those low-orbit space stations. I did a video a while ago on my other page talking about how they're building luxury space stations. And who do you think that's for? And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, some of you will have bases built deep into these mountains. Think about NORAD. I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, those undersea bases and those luxury submarines, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Not only are the 144,000 going to come underwater to get you, but even Leviathan's going to make a guest appearance to give you elites that work. Now I'm going to close it out in Revelation chapter 6, verse 12 through 17. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth. And that great earthquake and the stars of heaven falling unto the earth are talking about these nuclear missiles being shot to the ends of the earth. Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And that's talking about that mushroom cloud, because a mushroom cloud looks like a scroll rolling into itself. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places, the earth rocking back to and fro like a drunkard when these nuclear missiles are shot into the ends of it. And the kings of the earth, your elites, such as your Rothschilds and your Rockefellers, and the great men and the rich men, these celebrities like your Kanye Wests, and the chief captains and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, your mountain bases, your underground bunkers, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, Yahweh, and from the wrath of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? No one shall be able to stand, except for the elect, the 144,000, and the righteous 1/3, who are going to have that mark of Tav, or that mark of exemption, to be saved from these coming calamities of Jacob's trouble. So with this video, I hope you sincere Akim out there were edified. Just keep strong and keep pushing this word. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathens, chiefly Esau, Edom. And as always, I'm going to say Abba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Till next time, Shalom.